Coda, Godfather Part III, The Death of Michael Corleone, is a reworked version of the original Godfather Part III, directed by Francis Ford Copolla. The original movie, which was heavily criticized at the time, was largely panned because of Sofia Coppola's performance as Mary Corleone and for its convoluted plot. He eliminates the lengthy introduction showing the abandoned Corleone house on Lake Tahoe. Instead, it starts with a meeting between Corleone and Archbishop Gilday, played by Donald Donnelly, at the Vatican, where Gilday offers control of the Vatican's one-quarter share of International Immobiliare, a global real estate company worth billions of dollars in exchange for $600 million.
Don Corleone, this deal with Immobiliare can make you one of the richest men in the world. Your whole past history and the history of your family and your children will be washed away.
Coppola also removed moments featuring his daughter, Sofia. An extremely poorly performed part of a scene is gone where Mary discusses her role as the head of a charity Corleone has invested $100 million in.
Mary, this is real, this foundation. It's real. I wanted Anthony to be a part of it, and I thought the two of you'd be together on this. I won't interfere. I'll help, only if you ask.
What is this really for? Why are you doing this? Why am I doing this?
Another few seconds is clipped away where Mary tells her father she refuses to stop seeing her love interest, Vincent Mancini, her first cousin, played by Andy Garcia. In the original, she's seen running away from the conversation. In the new cut, the scene ends with her emphatically saying no.
Mary, listen to me. You can't see him anymore. Not in that fashion.
No.
Please, promise me.
No.
Obey me on this, Mary.
No, Dad.
Coppola also removed a few nonsensical moments, where Don Altobello, played by Eli Wallach, seems to babble to nobody in particular about how Vincent is a peacemaker when the scene clearly has nothing to do with making peace.
You're a man of finance and politics, Don Lucchese. These are things I don't understand.
You understand guns? Finance is a gun. Politics is knowing when to pull the trigger.
How can I help?
Vieni? Blessed is the peacemaker, for he can be called a child of God.
He removed another moment of stupidity where Vincent kisses his Aunt Connie's hand, played by Talia Shire, like he wants to have sex with her. Finally, Coppola altered Michael's death scene so that we never see him actually die. He simply puts on a pair of sunglasses and the scene fades to black. The net result of these changes is a movie that's a bit smarter and hides some of Sofia Coppola's acting flaws. She now appears like a confused teenage girl who doesn't fully understand the gravity of the events swirling around her, rather than simply a love-struck girl who has the hots for her first cousin. Unfortunately, these changes only helped the movie a little, and, frankly, I was disappointed. Godfather Part 3 wasn't even in the same league as the first two movies. Godfathers Part 1 and 2 are masterpieces, whereas Part 3 seemed like it had been directed by a different person altogether. The plot involving International Immobiliare was confusing. Sofia Coppola's performance was wooden, and Andy Garcia overacted in several scenes, making his character almost comical. Also, Vincent's romantic interest in Mary doesn't make sense. Keep in mind, Vincent's boss is Michael Corleone, who is also Mary's father. That means he's dating the boss's daughter and his uncle's daughter at the same time, even though Michael is a known murderer. Why take the risk when Vincent, whose persona is that of a ladies' man, is obviously capable of finding other women? Let's also consider that Mary's desirability is questionable. She's pretty but not beautiful, and has no true direction yet in life. Not one time in the movie do we hear of her plans for herself. She's obviously not in college because she's always with her family. Neither does she seem to be working. Her brother Anthony, on the other hand, played by Frank D'Ambrosio, has given up law school to become an opera singer. Perhaps not the wisest choice, but he seems to be faring much better than the directionless Mary. Also, Michael's diabetes doesn't work as a plot device. There is no mention of Michael having diabetes in the first two movies, and then in the third he has it? Why? It doesn't further the plot at all. Michael experiences what appears to be a heart attack in one scene, but in fact is a diabetic stroke. Pacino acts this out by riffing, babbling, and shouting out Fredo's name. It wasn't convincing at all. There is also the Mafia Commission meeting in Atlantic City where Don Altobello pleads with Michael like a submissive child to talk to Joey Zaza, when Michael isn't holding him back at all. By the way, why is the commission meeting in such an obvious place? Wouldn't that attract police attention? For these and many other reasons, Francis Ford Coppola's re-editing only slightly improved a weird movie. Therefore, in spite of the new editing, Godfather III remains a disappointing end to the Godfather trilogy. Good night, and always remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks very much.